Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. In today's video, we're going to find out how February compared to January and hang out with me and let's see how everything played out. If you watched January, then you'll know that we had a pretty big paycheck that helped us get some things done. We can go back and look at that just to show you. We had this one big paycheck here that Jake got that had a bunch of overtime on it. But that helped us get, pay some debt and put some money into savings. This month wasn't as fruitful as far as income, but it was very productive in the sense that I was able to pay off all of our debt, except for the truck. And it feels really good to have those chains broken. And of course, all thanks goes to God for giving us the discipline and the strength to make the right decisions for our family. And thanks to Jake for having the faith and trust in me to get everything done. So first I'll go over and I will show you that currently right now, this University of Utah and this Discover card are at 0. And then the truck, I have to write that down still here after paying the payment with just figuring out the principal and like what's left with that. So let's go ahead and get into our February monthly overview. All right, so I did go ahead and write out all the paychecks already, just so that you could see, and they're all listed at the top of all of our paycheck budget breakdowns. So my paychecks on the 7th and the 22nd, I budgeted $2,200 because I was really unsure like what was going to be happening with my hours and everything like that, since I increased my hours from 36 hours to 40 hours. So a lot of this looks good. There's some extra stuff on there, like when I'm charge, I get a little bit of a percentage boost when I'm a charge nurse. I also get a percentage boost working in the evening. And so my first paycheck, as you can see here, is $2,739.91. And my second was $2,506.39. Jake, I had bumped him down lower because I thought that with a little bit of, I think this one was supposed to have less shifts on it. So I kind of was like, okay, $1,800 just to be safe. But it actually was $2,187.84. And then Jake, plus a little bit of extra, this $84.30, this paycheck, those came together. And then if you saw, I gave him that $84.30 in his personal spending money. But his second check was $2,444.94. That's so many fours. Okay, so those paychecks are definitely more than what I initially budgeted, which is great. I mean, Jake still has to start his new job, so I still cannot really be for sure in budgeting what his stuff is going to be, because he does have a new job that's supposed to be starting in hopefully April, at worst May, just because of when they do all their onboarding stuff. But as of right now, again, like I'm still kind of just guessing off of his, but I feel like mine, I can probably bump up my budgeted amount. But let's get into pretty much, I think, let's do this. Not that. We're going to just get those moved out of the way. Okay, so I have to move them over here because I have to write on this side. Okay, so we can go through let's just do all of his stuff first. So groceries. So I initially budgeted $800, but because I knew that we have a Costco credit card to pay, since the only thing we buy at Costco is bulk stuff, I've got 6, 7, 8, 9. So we actually did $950. Gas was $150 and $150, so that was $300. This has to be adjusted. This was not enough. I did have to dip into our extra savings for the last fill up for my the Corolla and for the truck. So we're going to have to bump this up. It is what it is right now until we move further south and oh, there's a fly. Until we move further south and we're closer to our jobs. Eating out, 150 and 150. So I guess I didn't go by what I originally said here. So we did 300. Jake, he got his regular 200, but then he also got that 84.30. So he has 84.30, and then I just had my 200, and we'll come back to bills. So University of Utah, what we actually spent on that was, let's pull this book back over here. Let's see. So we spent 171 and this 168.30. So 171 plus 160. So 339.30 for the University of Utah Medical. Oh no, it's gone. 171 plus 168.30. 339.30. For the truck got 700. I did not pay extra on it this time. And then Discover actually got this 200. Okay, so it was actually this 200 plus 802.48, and then the rest of it was the 802.48, but it was really $797.56 because I had like $4.92 as like cash back. So it's actually, this is what we're going to do, because I know that all of that equals this $1,804.96 minus this $492. So we actually paid on the Discover $1,800.04. $1,804. And that's paid off. Yay! So I can total that up really quick. That plus the 700 plus 339.30. Now, some of this did not all come from whatever is going to be left over from this income. Some of this I did pull from savings just to get it paid off. We have savings, and yes, it's fun to have that for, fun stuff, but if we have the savings, why not pay off the debt? Like, why have this when I can take whatever I'm putting towards debt and put that back into savings after this is paid off? But anyway, so our total that we paid in debt for February was $2,839.34. That is so fantastic. All right, so then let's go ahead and look at, I don't think I put anything into sinking funds. Nope, that was all tires, so we can skip the app. Okay. So let's get into Corolla, that's 40. The truck is 40. Camper was 20. Vehicle insurance was 200. Camper insurance was 40. Delta was 28. Christmas, looks like I only budgeted 150, which for the month doesn't make sense. Or maybe it does. I don't know. But that was actually 250. So that's wonderful. The plan is that for Christmas, we budget 1,200, but I'm going to try and bump it up as much as possible because the kiddos will only be here every other Christmas. So I think what we're going to try and do is go on a trip for our Christmas present. It's not going to be anything extravagant, but it'll be hopefully something fun. Like even if it's just going to a beach or I don't know yet, but we'll work that out later. Truck and car got 100. Medical got 50 and 100, so 150. Texas Travel's got 300 and 200, so that's 500. Oh, sorry, but because I think I dropped it down because we have a ton still in our sinking fund for Texas Travel, so I think 500 is what I went with on purpose because I don't think I have No. Oh, just kidding. This 401. Okay, hold on. See, I knew you got to look at the whole picture, Christy Land. Okay, so we had the 300, and I don't have any Texas travels here. So I've got the 200 and the 300, and then plus this 401.29. So 500 plus 401. I already know that's $901.29. Okay, 901.29. Home and car got 130. Kiddos got 200. So that's fantastic. They'll be here for spring break next Monday, and so we got to make sure we got plenty of money so we can go out and do some fun stuff. 10 and 20 for those. So let's add up and see what all went into our sinking funds and savings. 40 plus 40 plus 20 plus 200, 40, 28, 50, 100, 150, 91.9, 130, 200, 10, 20. All right, so we actually, I'm fine with this number being wrong because that means that we were able to put more money away than the 2048. So then let's take a look at bills. Obviously rent, I think, yeah, okay, good, I did write it. So rent right here is $1,663.53. Get a little drink here. My throat's drying up because I'm trying to be quiet because Jake is sleeping right now because he's on night shift. So I'm trying to be a little bit more quiet because of that. All the rest of my money from this check went to tires, so we can just ignore the rest of that. So that one is done. Pretty sure I got everything. Roll the dice, and do you feel lucky? Punk all got this amount of money. So that went there, and then the rest of that also went to that U of U. So that's all done. Let's take a look here. Okay, so this was in fact $23.98. Experian is actually, I think it's $4.99 to be honest. We're just gonna stick with 6. My Roth IRA gets $150. I think I'm gonna actually end up canceling this one and rolling over the balance that's in this to my Fidelity account that's with my job, because I also just increased my contributions to that. So it's basically like, so they match up to 4% into an account. Then they also put an additional 6% into another account for you that is also pre-tax, but to make it so that I'm also doing the same thing, I'm going to put 6% into a Roth IRA. I tried to do my research and see what was best, either the pre-tax IRA or the Roth IRA. And honestly, I use ChatGPT a lot, and it said that to go ahead and take that 6% and put it into a Roth IRA, because if you're taxed on it now, who knows what the taxes could be when I'm ready to start withdrawing. Taxes could be higher. And so take advantage of the fact that you can get taxes taken out now, so you're not taxed on it later. Now, what would really suck, and I never really thought about, is what if they decide, oh, we're going to tax you again, because even though when you originally had taxes taken out, the taxes are higher now. And who knows? I feel like that's something our government would do. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Apple was 26. This was 175. Netflix was 27. Renters was actually 15. Rocky Mountain Power was just as it is here, and so was gas. Vasa was 30. Storage was 108, and that was rent. And then this is incorrect. This is actually $36.99. I also, and I will add it actually, and I'll show you in my March monthly budget setup. I did add on a car wash for myself as well. We both have black vehicles, and it's nice to have washed cars. And I mean, we are you know, very blessed, and there's no reason that we both can't get the car washed. And I wish it didn't cost so much, but here we are. All right, so that should be all of that. Let's get everything added up now. So this will be all of our expenses, fixed plus variable, added up into this category. 430. That's 4,300. If you can't see that, put it at an angle. 4,372.81. All right, so let's see how we did. So our total income, I come up here and I put the $9,963.38. Our total expenses is the $4,372.81. Our total savings and sinking funds right here is $2,129.29. And then our total debt was $2,839.34. Now, this number is probably going to be more than our total income, but what I need you to remember is that it's going to be negative, but that's because I also pulled money again out of my savings to finish paying off some of this debt. So let's take a look. And it doesn't look like that is the case. So either way, it balances out. I know that I pulled money from savings. This is probably all of this other extra money that went into savings as well. But that's what we did. And I don't know, maybe this is something I need to tweak better so I can better show you actually what happened. Like maybe in this spot here, I could figure out how to do that. But for right now, this at least just gives you an idea of, you know, two incomes, all of our expenses and savings and sinking funds and debt. And then what happens with all the extra money after that. So that is what I have to show you for February. This looks, you know, fantastic. I'm really glad that my actual incomes are more than what I have budgeted. And if you found this content useful or interesting in any way and you want to see what happens with March, come on by and hang out for my March monthly setup, and we'll see what we can do with some numbers, especially with trying to get all the money that was going towards this debt and put it on the truck or put it towards savings. I've got some other things I wanted to go over as well as far as plans. And if you made it through the end of this video, thanks for hanging out with me. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.